Hey everybody, happy Sunday. We have a pretty big week ahead of us. We have CPI data on Tuesday, which could definitely move the market. And we currently have the QQQ in a ascending triangle formation. And so basically what's going to happen next is we're going to either get a breakout on the upside for real, and we're going to head higher, or we're going to get a fake out on the upside, right? We're going to break above the 446 resistance level, and then we're going to soon thereafter drop down. Then the same thing can happen on the other side. We can break this trend line and then tank, or we can break the trend line and then actually reverse, right? So we can get a fake breakdown or a fake breakout, just as we do with resistance and support levels. A few setups that I'm watching this week are Boeing, for one. Boeing has a very good setup here. We have a descending triangle formation, right? We have this trend line here. We have a support. We have a measured move from basically 217 down to 200. So a 17-point measured move. When you get a measured move, basically you take the triangle that you have here and you measure the support level, right? The horizontal line to the trend line, right? So basically the support would be right here, or, a little bit lower, you could say. But I would say it's right there because that's the major support with this triangle. So about 200 up to 217. So that's a 17-point measured move from 200, which brings us down to 183. That looks totally possible. 183 is actually a pretty decent support level as it held down here. Boeing's weekly chart also looks pretty bearish, where you have the upper wick here and the upper wick here showing that there is weakness, that the stock tried to go higher and was pushed back down. And then again here, it tried to go higher and then it pushed back down. We have the 200-week SMA here, which is very significant. And so if we do break that 196, 195 level, we can very quickly see 190, and then 185, 183 is definitely possible. And we could even see much lower in the coming days and weeks. So this is definitely a great setup to watch. We have been consolidating for, looks like, 8 weeks now. So we're set up for a good move here. And so on the break of 196 or 195, I'd be considering either same week puts or the next week puts. Moderna is curling upwards and does tend to sometimes run on Mondays. So I'm definitely watching this on Monday. You see in the past, we had a move from 99 to 115 in a day, right? Once we had a nice buildup of momentum here, and then we just fired off to the upside. And so we have a similar situation here where we have a setup forming here. Once it breaks 105, it can very easily just rip right to 115. As you can see, we kind of have a triangle formation here, a symmetrical triangle, which already broke out. We could also say we have a bull flag because you had this lower base, we had a massive breakout on very high volume, and now we're breaking higher. And so basically, this volume here shows that there was a lot of strength for the bulls, and there's just a lot more buying going on than selling in this current formation. And so, basically, if we can get above that 105, I think we could see 115 within a day. We do have a little bit of resistance that you got to watch out for on the weekly here at 108, but I really do believe that if this thing has the potential and the momentum to break past 105, I really don't see why that 50-week SMA is going to hold as resistance. It is a pretty important resistance level here, but I think that there's enough momentum going into this that if it does break 105, it can easily break that 108 level. And even if it doesn't, the risk to reward ratio on that break is pretty good, because you could get a 5 or 10x on call options if you're correct on this breakout, and then your maximum loss might be, say, 70%. Another setup I'm watching this week is Microsoft. If it breaks that 397 level, it'll be breaking out of a a multi-week consolidation slash Darvas box, right? As you can see here, it's been consolidating between about 397 and 416, 417 for a few weeks now. And so a break below that 397 level will be a break below the 50-day SMA, and it'll also be a break below major support, and it'll be a Darvas box breakdown. So that's a major breakdown there, and we're going to be watching for it. It'll also be below the 9 EMA on the weekly, and so it won't really have any support until it gets down to 383. We already have seen Google take a large hit. We've seen Apple take a large hit. We've seen NVIDIA take a big hit on Friday. And so, seeing Microsoft take a large hit would not be something that would be unexpected. It's very important to wait for that 397 break, because if you get in before that, the premiums are just going to get eaten. They're going to go down all week until that 397 break actually occurs.